From farm to table, this is the Change Underground. I'm your host, John. Decarbonise the air, recarbonise the soil. Welcome to episode 3 of season 9. Season 9 is all about re-looking at regenerative agriculture. And this episode explores how regenerative ag benefits consumers from healthier and more nutritious food to a positive impact on the environment. The regen ag movement is about building a new food system, one that relies upon the power of natural systems, the privileging of natural rebalancing feedback mechanisms to control pests and diseases, and a dispersed food production methodology to ensure much shorter supply lines. The current system produces perverse outcomes like chickens raised in the US, slaughtered there, shipped to China for processing, and shipped back to the US for consumption. Regen ag aims at restoring not just the soil, but the way food reaches the table. One of the most significant advantages of regen ag for consumers is the production of nutrient-dense and flavourful food. Ask your grandparents if they're around, they might have been gone for a long time, what strawberries used to taste like in their childhood. Healthy soils rich in organic matter and teeming with beneficial microorganisms lead to crops that are more nutritious and full of real flavour. When the soil is well balanced and fertile, plants absorb essential minerals and nutrients more effectively. As a result, the food produced is packed with vitamins, minerals and antioxidants, enhancing nutritional value. Not only is the food more nutritious, it also tends to taste better. Crops grown in healthy soil often have a more robust and flavourful profile, leading to a more satisfying and enjoyable meal. To enhance this move to flavour, we need to select different cultivars. The current system has chosen varieties that travel well, but little selection has been done for taste. By reselecting from older varieties in parallel with shorter supply lines, the excessive reliance on tasteless, non-rotting varieties can be replaced with more flavourful varieties consumed in less time. Regenerative ag places a strong emphasis on reducing and ending the use of synthetic pesticides and herbicides. And this is great news for consumers. That is the table end of the equation, who are concerned about chemical residues in their food. It's even better news for farmers currently being forced to work in full spacesuits with respirators to avoid poisoning themselves. Traditional farming practices rely heavily on chemicals to control pests and weeds, but regenerative practices employ biological methods like crop rotation and beneficial insect habitat, multi-cropping and so on to manage these issues. With fewer chemical residues on their food, individuals have peace of mind knowing that they are consuming products that not only do not pose health risks associated with pesticide exposure, but are actually fortifying their own health. Now, Regen Ag promotes transparency in food production. Regen farmers are proud of their sustainable, environmentally sound practices. This is, after all, in business terms, their unique selling proposition. As a result, they more often engage with consumers to share information about how their food is growing. The backstory can be as important as the food to some degree. By buying from local farmers or seeking out products labelled as regen, consumers can take part in a more direct and shorter food supply chain. This leads to a stronger connection between the source of their food and themselves. And if both parties know each other, the faceless profit at all costs approach of agribusiness with its huge food recalls is unlikely to continue. Shorter supply chains generally mean less consumers overall, per farmer. You know, the mince you bought directly from the farm came from at most a dozen beasts. That same mince bought through a mega supermarket in the US can have the flesh of up to 1,500 beasts, apparently. Maintaining food safety across that sort of mince production is inherently more difficult than the farm-to-consumer model, and hence the huge number of food recalls over there. Regen agricultural practices are often applied by small-scale and local farmers. Supporting these farmers contributes to local economies and helps maintain rural communities. When consumers choose regen products, they support the livelihoods of these farmers, keeping monies in the local economy. A vibrant local food system ensures populated rural and regional areas, food security and resilience in the food system, Healthy soils are better equipped to withstand extreme weather events such as droughts and floods, as discussed in the last episode. Regenerative practices also focus on diverse crop rotations and the integration of livestock, which can help ensure a stable food supply. By supporting Regen Ag, consumers promote food security and contribute to a more resilient food system, which in turn promotes the health and well-being of those consumers. A virtuous feedback loop. Regen Ag also has numerous positive effects on the environment. This indirectly benefits consumers by helping to mitigate climate change, conserve biodiversity, and reduce water pollution and soil erosion. Regen farms tend to have larger numbers of trees, hedgerows, and hence greater biodiversity. This is not an unexpected consequence of regen, but part of the design. From permaculture methodologies to a more conventional approach, in the sense of pre-World War I farming techniques as conventional techniques, all regen systems build biodiversity into their plans. A healthier environment means a healthier planet, healthier food, and healthier people. In a world where much of the food nowadays travels long distances and is processed in ways that disconnect consumers from the sources of their food, Regen Ag offers a reconnection to food origins. Consumers usually can visit local farms, participate in box programs, and engage with people who produce their food. This not only fosters a deeper appreciation of the food, but also supports the local economy. Animal integration is a cornerstone of Regen Ag. Their use as mobile manure spreaders, as they evolved to be, automatically improves animal welfare standards on the regen farm. Not being crammed into CAFOs, confined animal feeding operations, they are free to express their unique cowness, sheepness, or whatever, and so on. There may well be costs in this as the soils shake off the chemical burden they've been labouring under, but rest assured the soil will bounce back if you let it. It can then do the job to, decarbonise the air, recarbonise the soil. Next episode, number 4 in season 9, is all about restoring ecosystems, and that covers a whole multitude of things. If you found some value in this episode, please tell a friend or anyone who might be interested any way you can. This really is the best way you can help the show spread the word, and such referrals are deeply appreciated. Until next time, thank you. This has been a JM Podcasting Services production. Link in the show notes.